What's going on, my fellow stock market homies? It's your boy Kevin, and welcome back to Touchdown Trades. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down a stock that's currently trading for about $11.10 per share. In the next several months, I think this stock is going to make a 100% plus move. I think it's about to squeeze, and will be trading for over $20 per share. Why? Well, we've seen over the last couple of years, the big tech and social media giants limit free speech. If you opposed their view on how the vaccines were handled, you might have been kicked off the big social media platforms. If you expressed your political opinion on social media and your political opinion didn't jive with these tech platforms' opinion, then you might have been kicked off of these platforms. Free speech is not free speech on Twitter, YouTube, any of the big social platforms. And what that has done is it's opened the door for a new social media company to come in and start a good operating business that allows free speech and to draw people to their platform from these other social media platforms. Look at Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was just exiled. He was just exiled from all of social media. He's gone. He was everywhere, and now he has just disappeared. Now, I'm not saying I agree with all of Andrew Tate's opinions and everything that he said. He's made a ton of money from being very controversial. He's done that on purpose. But what he said isn't dangerous to people. It isn't threatening people. It isn't threatening violence. He hasn't said anything that should have got him kicked off of these platforms. But he was kicked off these platforms. And the stock that we're going to be breaking down today is the social media company that Andrew Tate has gone to in order to still have a platform and a place to express his very controversial opinions. And Andrew Tate has a massive, massive following. So we're going to see millions of people go to this new social media platform and follow Andrew Tate there. Now, Andrew Tate's not the only reason that I am high on this stock. There are other reasons, and Andrew Tate's not the only one who's been kicked off social media and is now on this social media platform that we're going to be breaking down today. It has massive, massive potential. Look at the market caps of companies like Facebook or Meta, YouTube, Twitter, even Twitter, the worst social media platform ever invented. Twitter has a multi-billion-dollar market cap. So the upside potential is legit here. It is massive. This could be a multi-billion-dollar company in a very short amount of time. This is one of those risky stocks that is hit or miss. You're either gonna 5-10x your return, or you're gonna lose big. But the risk isn't that bad because it's a special acquisition deal here. It's a SPAC. So these SPACs typically trade from like the $10 to $12 range before the merger, and then usually right before the merger you see a big run up, and then the thing stabilizes, either drops or it continues to run. We have seen these SPACs make huge 1,000+% moves. So I just said they typically trade at $10. We're only trading at $11 per share. So the risk, in my personal opinion, isn't that extreme, while the upside is massive. And that's what we're looking for, is these big risk to reward plays that we can get into and capitalize on. And I think this is one. The ticker is CFVI, and the company that this SPAC is merging with is Rumble. All right, so Rumble and this CFVI agreed in December to take Rumble public. So in March, Rumble had 44 million monthly active users. 44 million. And we know that the platform has grown drastically since these numbers were released. Rumble is growing quickly, 44 million monthly active users. I wouldn't be surprised if it's around 100 million monthly active users today. We have Rumble and SPAC CFVI have been gaining a lot of interest in recent months after the alternative YouTube platform announced a deal with former President Donald Trump's new social media company and his platform Truth Social. So they have a deal with Truth Social, and I would much rather invest in Rumble than Digital World Acquisition Company or Truth Social. Rumble is slated to go public later this year through the merger with CFVI. The deal, which values Rumble at $2.1 billion, cheap in my opinion, is expected to close during Q2. Rumble's video platform has become increasingly popular with conservative content makers. All right, so right now it is kind of like a safe haven for conservative content makers, but that's not what it will evolve into. People are getting sick and tired from both sides of the aisle of these big platforms censoring content. Every time a big influencer is kicked off one of these platforms and has to go to an alternative platform like Rumble, Rumble will continue to gain audience and traction. And I don't think Rumble will end up being just a safe haven for conservative content makers. I believe it will evolve and grow into much more than that. And even if it is just a safe haven for conservative content makers, if you have 100 million middle-aged conservatives watching and using the platform, those people got money. They got money, and advertisers are going to want to get their products and services in front of those people. So look at a platform like Twitter, full of bots, full of purple-haired losers, 19 years old, working at Starbucks, living in their mother's basement with no money. Would you rather have your advertising dollars put in front of an 18-year-old purple-haired loser in their mom's basement, or a 45-year-old who would you rather have your advertising dollars in front of? I would rather have it in front of the guy making $100K a year who's supporting a family who actually has dollars to spend on products and services. Rumble just acquired this platform, Locals, which they're kind of merging into each other. And Locals is similar to YouTube. However, you charge for a subscription. So it's kind of like an a la carte. You can subscribe to, if you're the user of the platform, you can subscribe to the creators you want to subscribe to. It may cost you $5 or $10 a month to support these creators. I don't think there's ads on the platform. So if you like, for example, this dude right here, you subscribe to his platform for $5 a month and you get access to all his content. That is a platform model that I really think has potential, and I continue every time I look at this platform and I do more and more research on it, more and more due diligence on it, I like it more and more. And if we go and look at the chart, it's setting up for a move here as well. Look at this chart. We had a big move up back here when we ran from 1050 all the way up to 1850, and we're bull flagging right now. We've broken out of this downtrend that we are on, and now we are in this bull flag situation. Boom, we have the flagpole, and now we had the flag forming. Either we're going to break out back down to the downside, which we don't want to see, or we're going to have a breakout to the upside of the flag and retest 12, 13, $15 per share. I think this thing continues to gain traction over the next 6 months to 12 months, and this time next year, we're trading over $20 per share. All right, so if we go to Rumble's site, the main Rumble page, we see up here, breaking news, Rumble announces a major step towards merging with NASDAQ CFVI. And if we look at the press release, we see that CFVI will hold a special meeting of its stockholders via a live webcast on Thursday, September 15th, 2022, 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you held shares of CFVI by close of business on July 25th, 2022, you'll be able to vote on this proposed business combination. CFVI will also file a definitive proxy statement prospectus with the SEC relating to the proposed business combination and will commence mailing the definitive proxy statement to its stockholders as of the record date. All right, this is good. This is good news. If this merger does indeed happen, I do think we see a pop in the stock. All right, so here we have more. They entered in the definitive business combination agreement. The transaction will provide approximately $400 million of proceeds at close, including $100 million of proceeds from a PIPE financing and $300 million of cash held in the trust account of CFVI. Anytime you get that kind of influx of capital into a company that's already growing at a clip of 400%, the locals platform grew year over year 400%, and then you get an influx of that much capital, it's a good thing. CFVI stockholders are urged to read the proxy materials and be ready for this vote. Here we go on about Rumble. Rumble is a high growth neutral. I think that's key right there. They don't want to be known as just the conservative safe haven, the conservative utopia where conservatives can go. It should be a place where everybody wants to go and have a platform for free speech. That is creating the rails and independent infrastructure designed to be immune to cancel culture. Rumble's mission is to restore the internet to its roots by making it free and open once again. The internet is just cancer. The internet is so socialist cancer right now. It is ran by a select few companies, the elite, and all of us peasants go on there and we are beholden to them. That's not what it should be, and that's why I think this company does have potential. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Ticker CFVI. Pay attention to that merger meeting. It's important. Remember, I'm way too stupid to be a financial advisor, so don't take this as financial advice. If you do take it as financial advice, then you're probably dumber than me. I love all of you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time, deuces.